What's up, Stitches? It's Krista here with Quilt Church again. Guess what we've been doing? Quilt shop hopping. I have not recorded a video in a couple of days, so I have several days of shop hopping to share with you. I'm going to take a quick picture of my table so you get an idea of what I'm working with. So I got my iPad here. I'm just going to take a quick picture of what's happening on my table. The last recorded video, we were up in the Goshen, Shipshewana area. We did a video that evening at our Airbnb, which is part 2 that's up on my channel. And this is part 3. So I'm going to show you what we, the shops that we went to the next day. So we went to several shops the next day. I'm going to run through those. Unfortunately, Mom and Julie aren't here with me to share what they purchased, but don't worry, I did plenty of shopping on their behalf, and so I've got lots to share with you. And then I was gone to our spring conference down in Paducah, Kentucky, and I got this sweet little t-shirt at the National Quilt Museum. It was right there in Paducah. It was just steps away from our hotel. And so on the last day, myself and about a dozen other employees went to the Quilt Museum and got to check it out. I'll pop up a few of my favorite quilts from the exhibit that's there right now. I bought these cute little earrings. Aren't those the sweetest? I love them. And this t-shirt, I got a postcard that has, of course, star quilt on it. It's called Reach for the Stars. It's a 1986 quilt that is in the Quilt Museum. What's up, Stitches? I'm Krista with Quilt Church. I'm here standing outside of the National Quilt Museum in Paducah, Kentucky. Can't wait to show you everything that they have inside. Some really beautiful quilts. I met Mama Sue and our friend Deb in southern Indiana over in Evansville. We saw 2 shops that evening, stayed the night, and then got up and saw, I think, 9 more shops the next day. So we are making wonderful progress on the quilting shop hop. I nearly have a page done of 2 pages. So that's pretty exciting. There is one region that I've not been to at all. That's the West Central region. We've not been there yet at all. But I have completed 2 regions, so I'm so excited about that. So let me get myself set up here. I think I'm ready. I mean, you've seen my table, it's sort of organized. So I think this is the order that we went to shops in. So day 2 of our Northern Indiana quilting shop hop. Our first shop was, sorry, I had to get my design board. I think that's so helpful so that you guys can see the quilt blocks. So as you remember, every shop that we go to, you take your passport with you. We bought this in a magazine from the Quilting Shop Hop company. And inside is our passport. And at each of the shops, you got a little sticker. And the idea is to try to get to all of the shops. There are 53 of them. I don't know that we'll make it to all, but we are going to complete several regions, which I'm really excited about. So the first shop we went to on day 2 of our Northern Indiana shop hop excursion, where we stayed the night in the Shipshewana area, was Caroline's Cottage Quilts. And quilts are love made visible, which is so sweet. I love this little quilt block. That's a really cute one. I did do a little shopping there. I picked up this little fat quarter bundle. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 fat quarters in this bundle. Actually it says 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, I only count 10. Oh, yeah, fat quarters. I'll have to get this out and see if there are more in there that I'm just not counting. Anyway, it is a sweet little print that is matching to some other fabric I think I've purchased in the past. And I just really liked the colors. And then while I was there, I also got this. It's the Mini Brightly Holidays Quilt Patterns by Cluck Cluck Sew. And it has 4 quilts in it. And Mom has made the Brightly quilt. It's not quite done yet. She's in the progress of it, which is the full-size one. This one is cute because it's just mini and they're holidays. So one of them's just stars, which of course you could do for almost any holiday based on your colorway. There's mini evergreen, which is little trees. There's the pumpkins and there's the hearts. So very cute little pattern. Thought I needed that. And I loved this little bundle. So that's what we got at Caroline Quilts. Caroline's Cottage Quilts. Caroline's Cottage Cottons. I'll get it right one of these times. And I will get to it eventually, but since we're starting out, we did make it to the Quilted Bee and Bee Hive Sewing Center in Monticello, and of course made a little purchase there. It's our local quilt shop. And if you buy $25 worth of items there, you get one of these boxes with the cute little bee cut out on it, and it keeps all of your quilt squares for the shop hop inside. They fit perfectly in there. And I have started decorating mine. So I had some of these cute little stickers that are quilt blocks I started putting on there. That way we know whose is whose, because in the car we might get them kind of mixed up. So as I finish talking to you about all of these shops we went to, I'm going to stick them in my little box and keep them organized. So that's awesome. The next shop we went to was Edwards Sewing Center, and that is in Fort Wayne. And there's the quilt block we got from them. And I thought that was just really sweet. This shop was our final stop in completing our Northeast region. So this section right here, we completed all of those at that stop. And I will pop up a picture right here of us completing that. So that was Mom, Mama Sue, Julie, and myself with our picture there at Edwards Sewing Center. They had a really cute shop. I think Mom and Julie might have did some shopping. I did not. We did love, they had a lot of Tilda there. And you will notice that we got excited about Tilda. I actually didn't buy any. I think it's because I'm so excited I don't know what to buy yet. So, yeah, we really like their Tilda things. I may pop up a few pictures of that too. And they had lots of great ideas in there. Lots of wide backs. If you're in the market for some wide back fabric, they had quite a bit there. Around the $20 to $22 a yard range. I'm looking down at my iPad, just checking out some of the photos because it's been several days since we've been there and I want to make sure I remember. The next shop we went to was called the Red Barn Quiltery, and that is in Monroeville, Indiana. And it is truly in a red barn. Really cute shop. We spent a lot of time looking for the rabbit there, or the hopper. I did not purchase anything there, but they did give us a business card and then a cute little threader. Let me take it out of there. It's in a plastic bag here. So it's a cute little threader. It's a button on it. Oh, it's stuck on there. Okay, it's stuck to it. So that's our business card, and there's a little threader, and then right here, somewhere, here, up here, can you see that? Yeah. Anyway, there's a little threader, which is cute, and it's just stuck onto their business card, which is nice. I will pop up a picture right here of what they did with all of their blocks from the Shop Hop participating stores. I liked theirs a lot. So we've been taking a lot of pictures of those, trying to figure out which thing we're gonna make with them. I really am still thinking a bag, but that was awfully cute. Love that. The next shop was Quilts and Gifts, and that was, here's their block, Quilts and Gifts. They're in Bluffton, Indiana. Very cute. I did not purchase anything there either, but I do have a couple of pictures I will pop up right here. I have a Sew With Me series by Confessions of a Homeschooler from a couple of years ago. I have been making quilt blocks. She did one every month, so I have 12 quilt blocks to put together. And I have an idea for the sashing, but I saw a better idea, or maybe an additional idea that I'll pop up right here. It's the blocks and the same sashing I was thinking of with those 9 patches in the corners, but they have made them into little houses. So they've added a roof and some chimneys and some grass at the bottom, and I do like that idea. So I might consider that. I'm thinking about it. So got some good ideas there. Another really cute shop. And again, you know what? Mom probably bought scissors there because this day I think she bought 3 pairs of scissors. She's like really on the hunt for the best pair of little tiny snips. So that was a good shop. We enjoyed it. The next place we went was called Nancy J's Fabrics, and that is in Walbash, Indiana. Here's the quilt block. Colors Gone Wild, very cute. We also liked how she did their quilt out of these blocks, so I will pop that picture up right here too. Very cute. And I did do a little shopping. When you're there, you got this little paper that tells you all about their shop. They gave you a little sticker that says Colors Gone Wild. I should put that on my box. I'm gonna do that right now. How cute. I'll just keep decorating. Oh, come on. If I can get it apart, I will. Here we go. Sweet. Oh, that's cute. There, I've got it on there. Excellent. Let's see. And I did do a little shopping there about a few things. I picked up this one. It's Washi Plus. It's a Ruby Star Society. And I think it is either limited edition or maybe it's brand new out. I need to do a little research, but they only had one in the shop. And they were selling it. So very cute, bright colors. Again, I've been loving the Ruby Star Society things. I'm hoping that I have collected like several of these charm packs that I can make some cute things out of them that are kind of interchangeable, that we can use them in lots of different quilts together. And then she had these stash packs. They're 4 fat quarters for $6 each, which is a sweet deal, right? Less than $2 a fat quarter. And so I think it's just some of their clearance fabric. And I bought a yard of matching fabric. Look how cute these umbrellas are. And like, I don't know what I will do with this, but how sweet. Just so dang cute. So I enjoyed shopping there. The next shop we went to was Betty's Quilting. This is also somewhat of a local quilt shop for us. It's in Burnettsville, Indiana. It is not that far away from us, and actually really quite close to the Quilted Bee in Monticello. And we were not planning on going to Burnettsville, but we had gotten through all of those shops that we needed to in that region as we kind of circled back towards home. And when we got to Burnettsville, we had like 15 minutes before they closed. So we ran in there. I got my passport stamped. We got our block. We did a little looking around. I don't think I bought anything there. I feel like Mom or Julie did. I can't remember. And then at one of these shops, one of the 4 shops I've just talked about, I bought a fat quarter of Ruby Star Society. Starry. But I couldn't tell you which one. That's what happens when you wait to do these videos until several days later. So I'm not sure which shop, but one of the last 4 I did pick up a fat quarter at. And then the last shop that we went to on that day was the Quilted Bee in Monticello. Again, our local quilt shop. We just love them there. Here's the quilt block. And it says, where petting the fabric is always free. And if you know me, you will see me walking through the shop just with my hand out, just touching all the fabrics as I go along. I just love it so much. And so we needed to spend at least $25 to get our free box. And let me get myself organized. Burnettsville, Betty's, and then the Quilted Bee. Get those put in my little box, nice and in order. Trying to stay organized. So we need to spend $25 there. That was obviously no problem for me. I know. They have a wonderful clearance section in the back. Their classroom, which is just kind of a back room that has kind of has a large opening at the back of the shop, which is their classroom, and also where they do all their long arming. They have turned that into a sales section. So no classes during quilting shop hop, of course. They're way too busy with shoppers coming and going. And so they, converted that into the sale. And I found this back in the sales section. It is Bloomberry by Minky Kim, Bloomberry. And there it is. So I think what this is you can make several little bags. Little Friend zip pouch. There are 3 different zip pouches I think that you can make out of this. So I'm excited to try that. I am hoping that I will find on online. Minky Kim does usually a great job of having video tutorials, so I'll be looking for that to make this one. But I love those little panels. I have done several of the Lori Holt ones and I love them. Obviously, you guys know that. They're mostly the ones that I quilt and sell on my Etsy shop. So excited about these. And then while we were there, I was sitting there thinking we're going to the lake that night. And if we were going to the lake that night, I needed a project to work on. Of course, we have sewing machines everywhere. So there's a sewing machine at the lake. And I thought, what am I going to work on? And I picked up 2 pads of the Vintage Kite by Lori Holt. And my thought was I could use this bundle that I had bought that day, and I got background fabric for it. This is that Hush line, and how cute is that sweet tiny little quilt blocks. So it's a low volume, very, very cute. I thought that would be awesome with this. So I had gotten that. And we ended up actually just heading home. We did not go to the lake for the night. We were so tired by the time we left the shop and got something for dinner. We thought, we're out of here. I wanted to sleep in my own bed. So you can imagine. So that was the end of our 2-day excursion up to northern Indiana. And again, we were able to complete the Northeast region and many of the Northwest region. The last 2 that I have to go to is Rossville Quilts in Rossville and Scarlet Thread at 12 Mile. And both of those will not be very far drives from the lake house. So excited for that. Looking forward to it. And with that, I will move on. Okay, so the next week on Monday, I had to be in Paducah, Kentucky for our spring conference for work. And it's a 4-day event. The first day and a half was for management team, and then we had tours on Tuesday afternoon, which were awesome. We had a great tour group. We went and saw the River Port Authority, and then got on one of the tugboats where the guys literally live on the boat for 28 days on and 28 days off. And so that was really awesome to tour both of those things. So we had 2 great days of speakers. All about farming and agriculture. Loved that. Of course, my favorite part always is spending time with my coworkers. We are spread across the whole state of Illinois, and so it's always fun to get back in touch with them, check out, or see how things went for them for the winter. We haven't seen each other since the fall usually, so it's really exciting and always energizing for me. So then at the end of the second day of actual speaking conference, there was a small group of us that went to the National Quilt Museum there in Paducah. Again, it was just steps away from our hotel, which was awesome. Again, I will pop up some pictures of my favorite quilts, a few more of my favorite quilts right here. Just really gorgeous. My coworkers are like, so when are you going to get a quilt here in the museum, and I just don't think I will. My quilts are not like this. I don't know how to describe it. Mine are more like meant to be used, meant to be like thrown on the grass and sat on and covered up at night and cuddled with on the couch. And these are like truly works of art. I love some of the smalls, like these here are the minis. I loved those. And then I'm gonna pop in a video next of the dollhouse quilts that went on these little doll beds. It's the cutest thing. Okay, so then after the Quilting Museum, I left Paducah and I headed towards Evansville, Indiana. And I met up with Mom and Deb after I went to the Quilt Museum at the Village Mercantile in Boonville, Indiana. This is the quilt block. So cute. If you love me, let me quilt. I think that's adorable. I really enjoyed this shop. It was very cute. I ended up with some great ideas from there, and one of which was this cute little bag. It's like a heart pattern. Actually, let's see if I got the pattern name. It's called the Be Mine Heart Patch by Boudoubo Bags. Boudoubo? Boudoubo. Okay. I'll pop it up here. Anyway, the bag was so cute. It used this little mini charm pack. I decided I had to have it. It is called Frisky by Zen Chic. So really fun. Kind of orange and blue colors reminded me of U of I. Just thought that was very cute. And then they also had these cute little hooks right at the checkout that I, made a last minute decision that I needed. And they're just little stars, and you put your screw like into the wall right there. And then they're little hooks. So I don't know if I'll use these in the kitchen, like for a towel to hang on, or maybe I can put them up in my sewing room over by my sewing machine and hang little mini quilts off of it or something. I'll come up with some cute idea for those. But thought I needed them. So put that block back into my box. And then the next shop we went to that day was called Let's Sew in Evansville, Indiana. So there's the quilt block. And that was a cute shop. We got a coupon if we come back July 1st through September 1st to enjoy 15% off. So that's exciting. And this shop had tons of fabric and for all kinds of sewists. So a ton of clothing fabric, home deck type fabrics, lots and lots of minky, like the Shannon brand, tons of that, and I thought affordable pricing. I ended up buying some yardage. I got this cute little measuring tape in bright colors. I got 2 yards of this because Mom really liked it, so I'm thinking she will want a bag out of this. And then I also got this with the vintage sewing machines on it. I thought those two went well together. I think I'm going to be making a lot of bags. That's what it seems like anyway. So that was a cute shop. We ended up staying the night in Evansville. We went and ate at Texas Roadhouse for dinner, had a good dinner, and got up ready to go the next morning to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more shops. 8 more shops. And we were so crazy thinking we could maybe do 9 or 10 if we got done early enough. I know, we're nuts. The next 8 shops were all in the southeast region, and 2, 4, 6, 8. We did all 8 in the southeast region. All 8, which is just crazy. But we are knocking them off the list, okay? So the 2 shops we saw yesterday were in the southwest region. Mom and Deb were able to see the other 3 that are in that region earlier that day, so they have that one blocked off as well. So they have 3 regions completed, whereas I only have 2, but we're getting really close. So our first stop in the morning was at Scrappy Patches, and that's their quilt block. So cute. And at Scrappy Patches, you got 25% off one item that's purple for the day. And so I picked up Dilly Dally by Maywood Studios. And it is what I'm going to call kind of a 30s themed fabric charm pack. And you will notice I've bought a ton of charm packs. So if you have any great charm pack patterns out there, charm pack friendly patterns out there, please drop them in the comments because I'm gonna need them. Like, I think these would be great for bags. I think they would be great for baby quilts. I know they are actually because I have made tons of baby quilts out of these. And you can do simple, beautiful, like half square triangle type patterns out of these. So that's a good idea. You know what other template I have is the tumbler template that matches the size. And I've not done anything with that yet, but that would be a good one to give that a try as well. When you walked into Scrappy Patches, they had a table. It was very organized with lots of ladies working it. Get your passport stamped, get your quilt block, sign up for a drawing, and then play Plinko. And when you play Plinko, it like drops down, and one of the 4 items that was sitting below that slot is what you got. So I got these gloves. They are cut resistant gloves. So the idea is you would wear these like while you're doing a lot of rotary cutting, and the idea is that hopefully you wouldn't cut yourself. So I don't know if I'll use these or if I'll give these to Honey Bear, but one or the other. And then you also got a Scrappy Patches Band-Aid little container here with a few Band-Aids in it. So that was kind of on target, wasn't it? All right, that was a good shop. The next one we went to was called the Quilting Bee Quilt Shop in Georgetown, Indiana. And there you are. Another cute shop. The only thing I picked up there was this one little fat quarter. And I just really liked the turquoise and the pink with it. I have been collecting quite a bit of turquoise and pink fabric while we've been quilt shop hopping. And so I'm hoping maybe I could do something fun with that. So at the Quilting Bee, we really loved their quilt that they use the national or the state park fabric with. So I will pop a picture up of the state park fabric right here of the quilt that they made. It's just so cute with the hearts around it, and that would be a good idea for these quilt blocks as well. So we have tons of great ideas when it comes to what we're going to do with these quilt blocks. So that's that. We then went to Sewing and Vacuum Authority in Clarksville, Indiana. And there's the quilt block for that one. And while we were there, I decided I would finally pull the trigger and purchase some Indiana Shop Hop fabric. So I got the navy blue with the peonies. I think it's the prettiest one. I don't live in Indiana. I certainly don't need an Indiana quilt, like a whole quilt. But I'm thinking if I do something with our blocks, like our little Shop Hop store blocks, that I will need some kind of an accent fabric to go with that. And I thought this one would be easy to match too. I can pull a pink out of here. There's lots of shades of pink there. And also just like a true navy. So I think between those two, I'll be able to figure that out. And I just got a yard of it. I really think I'm going to do a tote bag. And so I'll need some accent fabrics to work with for the tote bag. So I got that. And then I also had to have, oh no, this was from Let's Sew. Where's Let's Sew? Oh, shoot. This was the shop before. I bought this pin cushion as well. And it's another one of those magnetic, you like wear on your shirt. Well, that blends in well. You wear on your shirt, but it's just a red quilting star there. That was from Let's Sew. All right, so got that fabric. That was a good shop. The next one was my favorite shop of the last 2 days, by far. It's called Little Golden Fox. It's in Madison, Indiana. Look how cute their little quilt block is. It says, Quilt Flunky, where all quilters have fun. and it has the fox on it. It is just adorable. This shop is like in an old warehouse building. I talked with the owner for like probably 10 minutes of our 20 minutes we had to shop there. Mom was like, wrap it up, let's go. But I was having too much fun chatting with her. She doesn't just do quilting there, like and sewing. They also do pottery and painting, just like all kinds of arts and crafts. And they have a decent classroom area, and they're gonna host some retreats. So I'm excited to follow them on social media and see what they're up to. Madison is the cutest town. We went and had lunch across the street at a cute little cafe that was really good. But adorable little town. I think it has several wineries in it, which I would love. It's like right along the river. Really, really cute. So at that shop, I bought several things. I got these cute little bird/stork scissors. And I picked up a yard of each of these. Again, some more Ruby Star Society fabrics. I just thought, how cute. So a yard of that and a yard of this, which is kind of like a coordinating fabric, but also little quilt blocks. And then they had another panel by Minky Kim, and this is to make the lodge pole backpack. And this is the fabrics. I loved the colors. I thought they were awfully cute. Again, hoping to find myself a tutorial so I can watch and check out how to do that. And while I was there, the shop owner was so nice and said, hey, we have the hardware for that. Do you want to go ahead and get it? And of course my answer is yes. So there's the hardware. It's got the zipper and all of the hardware you need for it. And there's actually a picture of the backpack on the back. So there you go. Very excited to start on that one. That might be one of my first projects I start on. I'm just really excited about it. So our favorite shop of the day. Enjoyed that one so much. Okay, so we went to L&L in Madison as well. And I got a couple of things there. They were having a sale. I think you got some percentage off. 20% off any notion pattern. Any notion or pattern. So it wasn't off of the yardage, so not off of fabric, but notion or pattern. So I took a chance, or went ahead and took advantage. So I took advantage of that, and I got another package of zippers. These are the Lori Holt zippers. They are two ways, so they have two zipper pulls on them, so they can open like fully this direction, which I love. Then you can never get them installed wrong. And these were just, you know, standard price of $14.99, which is basically what they are everywhere. And then I got 20% off, and I use these almost exclusively in my bag making. They're definitely my favorite. So I like the colorways that are here, and I also really like how the zippers work. So I took advantage of that discount and got that. And then I also picked up 1 5/8 yards. So it must have been somewhat of a remnant or just whatever was left on the bolts. Of this adorable orange peel fabric. This is a Lori Holt. Very, very cute. Will make excellent project bags. So took advantage of that and got a few more things to add to the Etsy shop. So watch for those coming soon. All right, the next place we went to was called the Quilters Nook in Versailles, Indiana. Here is their quilt block. And in Indiana, you pronounce it Versailles, but in France, you pronounce it Versailles. So in my defense, I was left unsupervised and the fabric store was open. That one matches me pretty well. Let's see. I did a little shopping at the Quilters Nook. I love to go to their clearance section because you just never know what you're going to find. I got this dessert roll. I think that's what they're calling these, dessert roll. It's celebrating 50 years of Moda, and I got the whole dessert roll here for $40. Originally $57, at least at the Quilters Nook. They are 5-inch wide strips that are length of fabric, and here are the colors. Lots of different designers are featured in here. If you're familiar with this line, basically when you pull it, like the bolt open, on both sides you have 2 different colors. So if you do one length of fabric, 5-inch strip like this, in that strip you're going to have 4 different colors, about 11 inches of each, because width of fabric is about 42 inches typically. So there's lots of colors that are in here that maybe aren't even being shown in this dessert roll because they're folded over. So that's awfully cute. Was talking to the shop owner there, and she suggested I pick up this pattern because it's meant specifically for this dessert roll. And if you look on the back, you have a little better handle on what all colors are included in there too. So the only thing I need for this is a 1.5 yards of piecing fabric, so that's the background, 2/3 yard of the dark for the borders and some of the piecing like the little black dots, and then 4.5 yards of backing, and then 1/2 yard of binding. So I certainly think I can find some neutrals to use for the background, the white and black that you see in this pattern. And I think that would be a fun one to make. And then we also got a coupon there, 20% off of any one item from July 1 to December 31. So if we go back down to Madison, we'll have to make a loop around and stop at Versailles as well for sales. The Quilters Nook. Okay. We're getting closer, 2 more shops, okay guys? Stick with me. We went to Tree City Quilts. This is in Greensburg, Indiana. It says so much inspiration on it. And they aren't kidding. This shop had tons and tons of quilts on the wall. And right below it was the kit to make it. So, for example, I picked up this one. It comes in this cute little plastic bag, so everything's in there. It has several fat quarters and whatever fabric you need for this pattern. And I will pop a picture up right here of the quilt that I took in the store. And I just had decision fatigue by then. You know, that would be another shop I would love to go back to if I was like looking for a new project. Tons of great ideas in there. Had lots of Lori Holt, had lots of all of the newest fabric lines. Loved that so much. And when you got your quilt block, they gave you a free pattern. So we got this pattern. They also gave you a little tag that says handmade with love, as well as a button that says handmade with love on it. So some of the finishing pieces. And then also, oh, here it is, a tiny little charm. It says made with love, and it is a tiny, I mean tiny. You're not even gonna be able to see that or read it. There you go. Made with love. So that was all in a cute little bag along with their business card. It's very cute. Very, very cute. Liked that shop a lot. Got lots of good inspiration there and had a lot of fun. Really nice ladies in there too. Okay, and then the last shop we went to was called So Crazy. When life gives you scraps, we create flamazing quilts for kids. And you will just have to check out the picture. I found the hopper, and they have the cutest backdrop with a flamingo to get your picture taken in front of. So that was really fun. Mom and I both bought basically the same thing. In their discount area, they had little baggies here of quilt panels, and these are those like sewn or fabric books, and it's the panel. They're both Christmas themed. Let me get it opened up for you. So there you go. You can at least get a taste of it. So that one was one of them, and the other is this one. It says something like My Little Deer. So we decided if we both bought them, then we could encourage each other to actually sit down and make them. I'm also looking for a video tutorial on how to do these. Some tips and tricks. I know you put some batting in there, and I think you cut them out and kind of like sew them around and then turn them inside out, sort of like a pillow. But I'm wondering if there's, I don't know, some tips and tricks. So again, if you know of any great tips and tricks on how to do these sewn little Christmas bag or child's books, please let me know. All right, that takes care of it, guys. I'm gonna count up how many shops I've been to so far. 2, 3, 4, 5. 31. I have been to 31 of the 53 shops. We are over halfway. That is so amazing. So I have 2 more shops in the Northwest region. Again, those are not far from home. I'm hoping to get to those. In fact, I may even try to do that next weekend. Next weekend is Memorial Day weekend, you know, from when I'm taping this, from when I'm recording this video. What is it, 1999? Okay. So those 2 shops are not far from the lake. So I'm hoping I'll spend time over at the lake for Memorial Day weekend, and maybe be able to run over and catch those 2 shops. And then I would have this whole page done. And then I just have the East Central region, which I think is East Central region. East Central. Oh, so that one is pretty far away, right? That's on the east side of Indiana. I'm hoping maybe I will catch some of those on my way to or from StitchCon. The West Central region is just south of us, and mostly in the Indianapolis area, plus clear down to Bloomington, Terre Haute area. So there's quite a bit. There's 11 in that region. So that one is probably a 2-dayer. I don't think there's any way we can get that done in one day. And then also the Southwest region, which would be right south of there. So maybe we can combine West Central and Southwest and do that in a couple of days. I need to sit down with my calculator and Google Maps and figure that out. But we've made it this far in really not that many days that I feel like we need to just do it. Mama Sue, are you watching? Let's just finish it. Let's just get it done. The other half of me says, I have all these projects that I'm super excited about, and I should just stay home and do them instead of doing all this shopping. But I don't want to miss out on some really awesome idea that's out there, or sweet deal. We're winning. Julie is manifesting this shit. She's going to be a winner. So am I. All right, guys, thank you so much for following along. I hope you've enjoyed checking out all of these shops with me. I hope that the timelines are helpful to you about which shops you can get to in which days. If you have questions about that, please drop me a comment drop me a note in the comments below. I'd be happy to share with you our agendas and the things that we have done. No reason to reinvent the wheel, right? We've already done the hard work of figuring that out. So happy to help if I can with that. And stay tuned, because I think we will get to all the shops. All right, happy stitching, everyone.